all things work together for the good of those who are called according to his purposes. That's what we're reminded of in Scripture. I've been hearing regularly Jesus talking to me about the period in 2 Chronicles where Nathan rebukes David over his secret sin when he organizes the murder of Uriah the Hittite and takes his wife in an adulterous affair, impregnates her and murders her husband to conceal his sin. This private sin came with a punishment that was going to cost David for the rest of his life, and it caused division in his family, bloodshed amongst his children, and also a rise of a seditious son who ends up being killed because of his rebellion against his father. And one of his daughters is also raped by her brother. That's a consequence of what David did. And he tried to hide this sin, which was dishonorable. You know, at the highest point in his career, when he had the most power and God had given him the greatest victories and blessing in his life, his flesh was more powerful than the honoring of God, who loved him and who'd given him so much. And the judgment that came from Nathan was an exposition of David's sin and the judgment, which was death. The wages of sin are death, always death. It comes in different forms, can be failure, it can also be physical death, and in this case it meant the death of the child that was going to be born to him and this wife that he'd stolen. The death also was of his peace and his family unity and the longevity of some of his children, you know, the peace and the joy of some of his children, which was a great loss and a heartbreak to David to experience and witness. And also a reduction in the blessing that was going to come on his life. You know, Nathan tells him that because you have done this thing, despise the Lord, I would have given you more victory, more peace, more success in your kingship. But now what you'll receive instead is bloodshed, will not depart from your house. And the child that is going to be born to this woman will die. And so this is the message that we receive from, you know, secret sin. God will expose it and cause what was secret to be laid bare publicly, and for the consequence also, for the consequence of your sin to become a public curse upon you for dishonouring the name of God. You cannot hide from the one who created all things. You cannot hide sin from him, and this is a season where exposure of all things is going to take place. That's what the apocalypse is about. That's what Revelation is about. That's what it means in Greek. The unveiling of Jesus Christ and his justice, which is what's coming